So, I feel like I have to make a little bit of a commentary today. The federal government just put something into place called the final conscience rule, which basically means that they found every law that the government passed back to the 60s that had to deal with conscientious objections to medical procedures by medical personnel, healthcare workers. And they complain that the government's not enforcing any of these laws. Well, now they want them all enforced back to the 60s. I think the first one was called the Church Amendment, like in 1968 or some crap like this. So they dug up everything they could find from 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and now they're going to enforce them all. So now if you have a religious objection to anything in any of those laws, which I didn't look up because there's like 20 of them and I'm not looking them up, but suffice to say that there's nothing good in them for anyone who wants an abortion, or there's going to be a whole list of other things too, contraception, etc., assisted suicide, everything that religious people object to. Now they're going to have the federal government's weight behind them when they don't feel like doing these things. So when they don't feel like doing their job, now the federal government is going to say, yes, you don't have to do your job. Yay! Okay, but so this rule is 400 pages long. Obviously, I didn't read it. I'm not going to. All it basically says is we're just going to enforce all the other laws now that we haven't been doing, and that's basically what this entire rule says, 400 pages worth. But most of it, like 3/4 of it, is responding to public comments. I don't know if this is typical of rulings, but wow, 3/4 is responding to public comments. So at least your comments, if you commented on this like a year ago, isn't completely going to waste. So I guess that's good, because there it is. But there's one part in here that caught my eye. I went through searching for LGBT, because that applies to me personally, and there isn't anything specifically in this ruling, but I'd have to go look at all the others to find out if it is or not. Now there's gay websites out there that are complaining that this will give them a license to discriminate against gay people, transgender, etc., or anyone else they want. And I don't know if that's true, because I haven't gone back and read them, but it probably is. One of those probably does apply to people objecting over caring for gay people. Probably from the 80s, during the AIDS scare, etc., etc., when they didn't know what was going on with that, when they called it the gay disease under Reagan, and all those, Reagan decided not to help, but that's another thing. So there's a portion of this that is responding to a comment, and basically someone commented that they can deny services based on whatever conscientious objection that they might have. And this caught my eye here. It says, on the other hand, it's important not to assume that every patient who wants a particular service is offended by a provider's unwillingness to provide that service. Some persons, out of respect for the beliefs of providers, may want a service, but not take any offense nor deem it any burden upon themselves for the provider to not provide that service to them. So this is saying It goes on to say some patients may even value the healthcare provider's willingness to obey his conscience because the patient feels that the provider can be trusted to act with integrity in other matters as well. So basically, this is saying that if you went to a doctor and they decided that they can't provide that service to you because of a religious objection, that you'll feel good about that. So you'll want to thank the doctor for not doing their fucking job. That's basically what this says. You're going to be thankful that they're not going to fucking do that they're going to obey their imaginary friend, what they think their imaginary friend wants, which, of course, there's 30,000 versions of that, so who knows what the fuck that is. Take your pick. Pick your brand of religion off the shelf and just follow that. Follow the ingredients on that cereal box right there. I don't like the taste of this one. Here, have this one instead. You're supposed to value the doctor's integrity because they won't do their job. And that we shouldn't take any offense because they're objecting conscientiously. Well, guess what? That's kind of right, because if you don't want to touch me because you get the heebie-jeebies, I don't want you touching me. Fuck off. Don't touch me. Don't make any decisions for me at all. Once I find out that you value your imaginary friend's opinion, which is really just your feelings, justified by some divine providence, which is a pile of shit, guess what? If you think that's more important than your Hippocratic Oath, your oath to provide care and do no harm, then fuck you. Don't touch me. Don't make any decisions at all for me. Don't do shit. And further, let me know first. This is going to be real basic. No one who is in any of these groups of people that are going to get discriminated against because of these conscientious objectors, you better never go to a Catholic hospital, because they can turn you away whenever they goddamn feel like it. That's what. So you might as well not, just stay away from those guys completely. This is what I'd like. Let me know up front. If you're going to treat me as a second-class citizen, and you want to handle me with gloves on because you think I'm going to pass you gay cooties, do me a favor. Instead of the little snaky thing, Asclepius, the little snaky thing that doctors and whoever wear on their coats and shit, don't wear one of those. Because you aren't following that shit. You're not doing your fucking job. Instead, go ahead and wear the Roman cross there, so I know straight the fuck off not to trust you. Just wear that right there, because I'm not going to trust you as far as I can fucking throw you. Do me a fucking favor. Don't waste my fucking time. You fucking people and your imaginary fucking friends, fuck you and fuck your fucking feelings. If you can't do your fucking job, fucking quit. If you can't live up to your oath, fucking quit. Don't get the government, Trump's little pet government, and his evangelical squad of hypocritical fuckheads to bail your ass out just because you get the heebie-fucking-jeebies, or you just don't want to do it. Well, fuck you! Don't fucking touch me! Don't even fucking look at me! Go fuck yourselves! You fucks. Fucking do your fucking jobs! Do your fucking jobs or fucking quit! That's what the fuck I have to say about this shit, you fucks. Fuck you.